Every car on the road carries a license plate, and no matter where you are, one detail almost never changes. The letters and numbers aren't simply printed on the surface, they're raised out of the metal itself. It's such a familiar design that most of us never stop to question why it's made that way, especially now that modern printing technology can produce incredibly durable flat graphics. If flat printing is cheaper, faster, and more advanced than ever, why does this decades-old design continue to stick around? So, why do license plates have embossed characters instead of flat printing? Let's uncover the surprising story behind those raised letters and numbers, right here, on History of Simple Things. License plates have been around for more than a century, but they did not always look the way they do today. In the earliest days of automobiles, many drivers made their own identification plates from wood, leather, porcelain, or painted metal because governments had not yet standardized vehicle registration. As cars became more common in the early 1900s, states and countries began issuing official plates with serial numbers that uniquely identified each vehicle. These early plates needed to be inexpensive, easy to manufacture, and easy to read from a distance. Some early versions even used porcelain enamel or attached metal numbers, but these methods were either expensive or slow to produce. As vehicle ownership exploded, governments needed a faster, more consistent way to manufacture millions of durable license plates. Manufacturers experimented with several ways to make plate numbers stand out. Paint alone worked when plates were new, but constant exposure to rain, sunlight, dirt, snow, road salt, and flying debris quickly faded the markings. Plates also had to survive years of vibration, minor impacts, and changing weather while remaining easy to read. Officials realized the identification numbers needed to stay visible even if some of the paint wore away. That challenge encouraged manufacturers to think beyond simply printing ink onto a flat sheet of metal. They needed a solution that physically separated the letters and numbers from the background itself while remaining economical enough for mass production. That solution became embossing, a manufacturing process that presses metal between specially shaped dies to raise the letters and numbers above the surface. Instead of adding material, embossing permanently reshapes the metal itself. After the characters are formed, manufacturers apply paint so the raised areas contrast sharply against the background. Even when some paint eventually fades, the raised shapes remain visible because light naturally creates highlights and shadows across them. Embossing also fits perfectly into high-volume manufacturing. Large stamping presses can produce thousands of identical plates with remarkable speed and precision, making the process both efficient and cost-effective for agencies responsible for issuing millions of license plates every year. The benefits of embossed characters extend beyond appearance. Raising the metal slightly increases the rigidity of the thin aluminum plate, helping it resist bending and vibration during everyday use. The raised numbers also interact with light differently than a flat surface, making them easier for the human eye to distinguish from various viewing angles. Before digital cameras and computerized databases became common, police officers often had only a brief moment to read a passing license plate. Embossed characters combined with contrasting paint made those quick visual checks more reliable during the day and at night when illuminated by headlights. It was a simple solution that improved visibility without requiring complicated technology. As manufacturing technology improved, reflective sheeting transformed the way license plates were made. These reflective coatings bounce light from headlights back toward its source, making plates far easier to see after dark. Because of this advancement, embossing became less essential for visibility alone. Some countries and regions have since adopted flat digital printing, producing durable plates with high-quality inks, reflective films, and protective coatings instead of raised lettering. Modern printing methods can create plates that are just as readable while allowing more flexibility for graphics, security features, and customized designs. They can also simplify manufacturing by eliminating the embossing step altogether. So why do embossed license plates remain so common today? The biggest reason is practicality. Many governments already own stamping equipment, have established manufacturing standards, and know the process produces reliable results year after year. Switching entirely to flat printing would require new machinery, updated regulations, extensive testing, and significant investment without delivering a dramatic improvement in performance. Automatic license plate recognition systems can generally read both embossed and flat plates, so there is often little incentive to replace a manufacturing system that continues to work exceptionally well. For many transportation agencies, reliability and long-term cost matter far more than adopting a newer production method. In the end, embossed license plate characters are more than a design choice. They are the result of decades of practical engineering. Although advances in reflective materials and digital printing have made flat plates a practical alternative in many places, embossing remains widespread because it continues to be dependable, affordable, and familiar. It's a reminder that many everyday designs aren't preserved simply because they're old. They survive because they solved a real problem so effectively that replacing them often offers very little advantage. The next time you walk past a parked car, take a closer look at its license plate. Those raised letters are a small but lasting example of how thoughtful engineering can quietly become part of everyday life. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.